Let's talk about corporate sponsorship. You know the drill, right? Logos on jerseys, banners at events. We pretty much think we know what it's all about. But what if I told you it's not always about brand awareness? What if it's actually a secret weapon for building something way more valuable? I mean, seriously, take a second. When you see some company's name plastered all over an F1 car or a music festival, what's the first thing you think they're trying to do? Yep, marketing. For 99% of people, that's the answer. The goal is to get your name out there, get eyeballs on the brand, look cool, and hopefully sell more stuff. It's a pretty straightforward deal. Money for exposure. But we're about to look at a case where that's not really the main goal at all. In fact, the most valuable things they got out of it had almost nothing to do with traditional marketing. They were playing a completely different game. The real prize they were after? Legitimacy. The kind you just can't buy with a Super Bowl ad. It's about earning a seat at a very exclusive, very skeptical table. And we're about to break down a masterclass in how they did it. So here's the puzzle we're going to solve. Why on earth would a crypto project called Qubitcoin drop money on sponsoring an elite, high-level quantum computing hackathon? The answer, it turns out, is a masterclass in strategy. Okay, first, let's get one thing straight. This event, iQuHACK, is not your typical crypto conference. Not even close. It's organized by MIT. The people who go are PhD students, postdocs, and hardcore engineers from the world's best universities in quantum hardware companies. These are serious builders, living in a deeply technical academic world. So the first move in this playbook is all about perception. It's the reputation game. How do you stop being seen as just another crypto project and become something way more credible? Well, you know that old saying, you are the company you keep? It's literally that. On one hand, you've got your usual crypto scene, which is often all about token speculation. But then you look at the sponsor list for iQuHACK. Qubitcoin's logo is right there next to IonQ, IBM, and Amazon, the giants who are actually building the quantum computers. That association alone speaks volumes. What this signals is that the gatekeepers, the actual experts in this very conservative academic field, have looked at Qubitcoin and basically given it a nod. They've decided it's relevant enough to even be in the room. And that's a kind of reputational capital you just can't buy. You gotta earn it. So that's the reputation game. But the next play is the people game. This is about getting direct access to a very specific and very, very valuable group of people. And I'm not talking about customers. I'm talking about collaborators. So who are these people walking around at iQuHACK? They are literally the next generation of quantum engineers. They're already working with real quantum hardware. They're the people who are going to be building the future of this entire industry. These aren't retail investors looking for the next hot token. They're the builders who can actually understand, critique, and maybe even improve your technology. And this sponsorship here isn't just about a fancy booth and some free pens. It's about hosting a technical challenge. Qubitcoin basically put their proof of useful work model out there and said, hey, here's a real problem, go solve it. And then you just watch. You see how these brilliant minds try to break it, how they use it in ways you never dreamed of. You get this raw, brutally honest technical feedback loop. And that is the real gold. Forget all the noise and shouting on social media. This is a real-world stress test. It's peer review from the very people whose opinions actually matter. If your ideas can survive in this arena, you know you have something substantial. So, as you can probably tell, this strategy isn't about getting a quick headline. It's about playing the long game. It's about laying a deep, solid foundation for the future, one that's built on authenticity and technical respect. And check this out. This is such a powerful part of the story. The project itself was actually conceived at a past iQHAC. The founders competed there as students. And now they come full circle, returning as a sponsor. That's not a made-up marketing story. It's a real fact-checkable origin story that connects with this technical audience on a deep level. That kind of narrative is incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. Okay, so we've talked a lot about what this sponsorship is for. But to really appreciate how smart this move is, we have to look at what it's deliberately not for. The goal here isn't to walk away with a bunch of signed partnership deals. It's not about trying to turn these academics into token holders. It's not about pumping the price or getting a quick hit of PR. It is explicitly, intentionally avoiding all of those typical short-term goals. And that right there, that's the punchline. By completely ignoring all the short-term noise, the strategy becomes incredibly strong. The value they're building isn't some flash in the pan that disappears tomorrow. It builds up slowly, structurally, through real reputation and genuine alignment with the core research community. So, when you put it all together, what does this win actually look like? Well, it's not something you can track with clicks or conversions. It's measured in something way more fundamental. So, what's the real bottom line? This one single move gives them a huge leap in technical legitimacy. It gives them direct exposure and feedback from elite builders. It puts their core model under a microscope. It positions them for the long term as serious infrastructure. And it builds a credible, much-needed bridge between the world of academic research and the world of decentralized systems. You see, in the end, this was never really about marketing. It was a cultural and strategic milestone, a calculated move to embed the project into the very culture it needs to influence, securing its relevance and its survival for the long haul. And that leaves us with a final thought. This playbook, using sponsorship for legitimacy and deep integration instead of just shallow exposure, is so powerful. So the next time you see a sponsorship that seems kind of weird or out of place, ask yourself, are they just buying ads, or are they playing a much, much deeper game?